Hey, my super beautiful, lovely, gorgeous souls. Today's video is going to be for Cancer in separation twin flame messages with either a Pisces or a Scorpio. So is your twin flame Cancer a Pisces or Scorpio? If your twin flame is Cancer, leave me a comment and I'll do a special video for that. We're going to start with Pisces. I'm going to leave timestamps so you guys can go in and look and see where your reading is. And let's get into this. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. All right, so Pisces and Cancer. Let's get what's the energy surrounding this particular connection of Pisces and Cancer. We're going to talk about lessons. We're going to pull in divine masculine, divine feminine. We're going to talk about shadows. We're going to talk about kind of like timings and things like that. So let's see what we're getting here. Ooh, we've got hostility. So there's an envy. Wow. So these are already a little bit toxic sort of emotions here, toxic feelings here on both sides, which is, for water signs, this is very like, I don't know, to me it's strange for water signs, but I mean, I feel like the energy between these two is like, I don't know, maybe one didn't think they were good enough for the other and vice versa. So let's get some cards out to see. See Pisces and Cancer. So we're going to put these aside just for now. All right, Pisces. All right. Okay. Pisces, I'm feeling, has some maturity with emotions to gain. There's some immature emotions, okay? That's what I'm getting off the bat. Immature emotions. I also feel like they felt like this relationship, this connection was a lot of work. I also feel like they bust their ass at work and they're just a hard worker. They might have been looking for fun or an outlet for fun, and they just are so strapped, I feel like, to their life and their lifestyle. I also feel like this is sort of them waiting for Cancer to come back. I feel like they're knowing like this was over and that it had to be over for reasons, and we're going to pull in some energies for that. But I feel like they're like literally just waiting for them to come back. And they're kind of very hopeful about it, but they're also very sad. They're very nervous. They're very scared. They're feeling a lot of things. And it's like, I feel like they're looking outside of themselves a little bit, if that makes any sense. Sort of like looking outside themselves for answers and trying to find truths and, sort of like what to do. I also feel like in other areas of their life, they're kind of like stagnant and they're kind of like wondering what's their next step. They're waiting, really, though, their lover's return is what I'm feeling. All right. And Cancer's energy. Well, Cancer, I feel like, is in an energy. Wow, to me, oh my gosh, let me see. We've got like on the move here. So I don't know if, are you separated by distance of some kind? Because I'm feeling like there's distance, not just emotional distance, but I feel like there's physical distance too. I also feel like Cancer really thought about this, but there's like a energy of like shit or get off the pot. Okay, excuse my French, but that's the best way I can say it. I don't know how else to say it. It's like, make a decision. I don't know if they're just in a reflective period, or they were in a reflective period and now they're like kind of done with that. I feel like they spent a lot of energy on it emotionally. I feel like it drained them a bit, and I feel like they really didn't come to a decision at all. I feel like they just kind of like ran away from this problem. I feel like they may be the runner. We've got Ace of Swords, so hoping for like a new opportunity to communicate with each other. I feel like Pisces wants to do this. Pisces is the one that wants to reach out. They're thinking about it more and more and more. And I just feel like Cancer is like, yeah, I can't take that not knowing if I have that emotional connection anymore. I feel like they're just running away. It's a little bit of an immature energy. They're in an energy where they wanted an answer. They wanted to know what was going on. Want, but they didn't give as much as they could have or should have, so they kind of took off. We've got 2 Knight cards. I feel like they wanted stability, or they're trying to also make stability for themselves, is what I'm getting in the outside world. Yeah, we've got Ace of Swords and Four of Cups. This is kind of like sitting on this. Sitting on it, not knowing what to do, not knowing what to say, not knowing if you should make a move towards them or them make a move towards you. It's also sort of like just a very bored and kind of apathetic attitude and mood here. To me, this is also suggesting like moodiness. There's a little bit of moodiness I'm feeling, like change in moods or change in directions in moods. Like, you know, I feel like this is like you could be offered things, and just because this connection is gone, you just don't want to deal with anything. You don't want to do anything. There's a very like stagnant, like just looking for better kind of energy I'm feeling, okay? So what I want to pull in is, let's see what you guys were mirroring to each other, because that's really going to help us out here. So Cancer, what was your twin mirroring to you? Avoidance. Oh, see, he was running. He or she was running. It's easier to run than it is to face things. Yes. You guys know that Linkin Park song? It's easier to run. That's what that reminds me of. Avoidance of the emotions, avoidance of just dealing with the connection, having issues with the connection. They can't take it. They couldn't deal with it. It's kind of like a cop-out, okay? That's what I'm feeling. They also have fear of connection. I value my space and privacy a bit too much. Divine masculines are also in this energy lately. I'm finding in a lot of readings I'm doing. So they just couldn't cut it. I feel like they're ashamed and they ran away. I feel like it's almost like childish, like I don't know, like a little kid that got paint on the wall and like runs away to avoid like confrontation or avoid the consequences. I feel like they might have ghosted a bit. So let's see for Pisces. Fear of conflict. I'm afraid to be assertive. Yeah, that kind of would sit with a Pisces energy. They really don't like conflict. They want to be peaceful. So I feel like there was something that Pisces needed to assert to Cancer, and maybe they didn't get a chance to do that. Or they did and Cancer took off. I have difficulty leaving the past behind, past issues. So past issues might have interfered with this connection. It might have drudged up old relationships and old wounds from relationships or people from the past. That's a definite feeling here. So let's see the Divine Masculine. Let's pull some in from the Divine Masculine. Oh, we've got moving on. So somewhere the Divine Masculine feels like they need to take steps towards the future. And I feel like they don't even know what that is or where they're going, but they feel like anywhere's better than here emotionally, physically, all those ways. They feel like they're just kind of fed up with everything lately. And look, we've got emotional damage, so they're carrying some baggage around. It could be that they're afraid to tackle this. They're afraid to open up those bags. Imagine the bad past is like bags of stuff, and they're just afraid to open these bags. They're afraid to like face these things, or they're behind doors. They're afraid to open these doors. They feel easier to sweep shit under the rug and go about their business. And that's not helping anything or anyone. It's certainly not this connection. It's certainly not fair to the Pisces energy, because the Pisces energy is welcoming and loving. Cancer's energy is a little bit fearful. Let's see. Look, we've got ashamed. They're also ashamed of the way they acted, ashamed of the way they treated you, ashamed of having to like kind of run away and take off on you. That's what I feel like here. I feel like there's definitely romantic feelings they have for Pisces, or their divine feminine, I should say, because I'm getting more like Cancer's the divine masculine, Pisces is the divine feminine. It doesn't have to resonate that way. Please don't worry if it doesn't. Just take what resonates. But I'm feeling like, you know, there's love feelings here. Very much so romantic feelings. It could be that they're not even running from you, they're just running from the romantic feelings. I feel like they have baggage too. They're kind of afraid to open it up to you, or anybody for that matter. They're never going to have fulfilling connection with anybody because they're not facing themselves. And for the divine feminine, we've got empowered. So she's supposed to become empowered out of this situation. Also with these mirrors. So the difficulty with leaving the past behind and difficulty being assertive, I feel like she may be already stepping into this power. Let's see what else we're getting. We've got a little bit of possessiveness. You know, what's mine is mine. I want you to be mine. I feel like you're mine. I can't forget you. I can't move on. I feel like, you know, there's a piece of me with you that I can't function without knowing that, you know, you're thinking about me too, or you're wanting to be with me too. Let's see what else we've got. And we've got temptation. They might be greatly tempted to try to contact the divine masculine. It could also be that temptation led them to the divine masculine or led them astray from the divine masculine. That's what I'm getting. So let's get some soul lessons into this. Your soul is here to learn about courage. So I'm going to put that for the divine feminine. Actually, we're going to put that for the divine masculine. I mean, it could resonate for either or, but you want to know what? I feel like this is more a message for the divine masculine because this is about him facing himself and sort of like those shadows of the night, okay? His shadows of the night, whatever his shadows of the night are, I feel like he needs to really do these things. He's not going to have connection with anybody that's going to last until he's able to do this, divine feminine or otherwise. And look, we've also got your soul is here to learn about manipulation. So it could be that, you know, as a Pisces, you're empathic and wonderfully sympathetic, that you may be easily manipulated, or just in your soul's sort of learning and your soul's sort of path, you need to learn this lesson, just like the divine masculine needs to learn about, you know, his courage and getting his courage up so he can feel like he's whole and taking care of shit in his own life. I feel like there's just a lot of fear on his end. I know I keep saying that, but I feel like there's a lot of fear on him. I feel like he's afraid to feel. He's afraid to feel. I feel like in the divine feminine, she's afraid to lose. She's afraid that she's never going to have this connection ever again. She's afraid of that. And she certainly is vulnerable to manipulations by divine masculine. If divine masculine returns and these energies are not cleared up and these shadows and these emotions are not cleared up and there hasn't been significant work done, he may try to manipulate the divine feminine because, you know, that's what he does. I feel like that's what he does. And it's not that it's toxic. It's that it needs to be healed. Let's get some angel answers now. This will sort of be timing or something that they want you to know directly that's important. Oh, we've got no. So if you're thinking about reaching out, this is not the time for that. If any other question you had in the beginning of this or were questioning, you're getting a no. I feel like a no, you need to wait, kind of like sit this one out, kind of like just sit on the sidelines for a bit because the energy's here. Like I said, these things need to be worked on. And, you know, that could take a lot of time for somebody. Or it could take a little bit of time for somebody. Let's see what else we're getting. Look, we've got perfect timing. Yes, so when the timing is right. I feel like the timing was right when you guys met. It might have not felt like it was, but it was because it's part of your contract and plan. I feel like the same thing's going to happen when you reunite. It's going to be under perfect timing. And let's see what else we're getting. Look, we've got recovery. So it could be that one of you needs recovery time. Either that or there's an issue that you need recovery to recover from, like a mental issue or, you know, I don't know, a surgery or some kind of, you know, self-work is going to bring recovery. That's what I'm feeling like. And look, we've got look for a sign. So I feel like, you know, when angels say look for a sign, it's like you will see something or notice something that is showing you that they're helping you work on this. It's just that like miracles take time and they just want you to know, like, that's why they say perfect timing. And, you know, they're working it out, but it's going to be at the right time when it's right for you, when some significant healing is done on both of these parts. I hope that that was helpful. Please let me know what you think. And we're going to get into the next cards, and we're going to get into Pisces and Scorpio. So Pisces and Scorpio, interesting kind of combination of energies. We're going to talk about sort of what energy is this connection carrying at this time. Because that helps us know what needs to be healed or something that we need to pay closer attention to. So let's see what we've got. We've got, oh, my cards are sticking together, patience. So it's an energy of patience, maybe to be patient with one another, maybe to be patient with timelines, patient with growth and healing. That's what I'm feeling right off the bat. So let's get into this. Let's see on both sides what was going on between the two of these divine energies. Anything that is significant that we need to know. So we've got a Two of Swords. We've got Ace of Coins. And we've got Three of Cups. So Pisces. I don't know if Pisces... Let's see. Let's look at this closely. All right. So I feel like Pisces is like holding back a lot of emotional, sort of a lot of mental things. I feel like this is stuff from the past. This is stuff that they do. They battle their self. They battle two sides of their mind. There's always like two things or multiple things that they battle. They weigh their options a lot. I feel like in this connection, they might have been weighing their options. They might have been having to choose between two people. All right. They could have been already in a committed relationship. Twin came in. Now there's this, I don't know what to do. Also, it was no easy decision. That's one part of it. That could be. Another part of it is that I feel like they were afraid to face themselves, afraid to face their twin, and afraid to face the fact that they had very intense feelings here. I also feel like there was some type of offer, like possibly an engagement or a promise of commitment or something that has to do with commitment. And there wasn't any ability to do that. To me, this is like I wanted to be out with my friends, or I wanted to be out having fun or fooling around or doing whatever. And I feel like the intensity after the fact is the battling of the mind. This is still here. There's like intensity with that. I'm feeling it. Like their thoughts like burn. Their thoughts like drive them crazy. They're just so wrapped up in this. I don't know what to do. I needed to choose. I don't know where to go. I need to reevaluate things. I feel like, they really had difficulty with this connection. And I do feel like there was 3 people involved. There might have been a third party situation. Might have been somebody that they were hiding from their twin, or they were hiding something from their partner, or they were just had a lot of dating options. There was multiple people dating options. So Scorpio, I feel like, was extremely giving. They gave a lot here. Very much. A lot of emotion, a lot of attention, a lot of money. I feel like even just energy in general. They gave a lot. Let's see what else we're getting. Queen of Wands. So I feel like they also feel like the energy of what they feel is like they're not going to take any shit now. I feel like they kind of got a little bit bitter here. And they're definitely reminiscing on the past. I don't know if Scorpio had somebody too that they were reminiscing on the past about. Either that, or they see Pisces in this Queen of Wands energy where Pisces doesn't take any shit too. Also sort of like, needing like the clarities. Like I feel like Scorpio has to they can't be settled unless they know an answer or they know what's going on. There's a sense of needing clarity and needing actual answers and facts, not just like gibberish and garbage. They need facts. I also feel like they're having an extremely hard time moving on. They have not stopped thinking about their divine. They are thinking about the past. They're sort of like, I should have did this, and why didn't I do that? And they're very stuck in this energy. I also feel like they were somebody you might have known too in a younger age, or at a younger age. But all in all, they're struggling with this. Okay, I feel like Pisces could moved on a little easier, or started to move on a little easier, or started to do more for themselves, which is not a bad thing. Let's see from the divine masculine and the divine feminine here, and then we'll talk about sort of energy that this connection is carrying. Let's see. Divine masculine, we've got secretive. So not being honest, keeping secrets, wanting to keep something or someone a secret. So like I'm saying, I feel like it doesn't have to resonate this way, but I'm feeling like Pisces is a divine masculine. Just because you're female doesn't mean you're the divine feminine. I think a lot of us get that confused. Look, we've got self-destructive. Yeah, in this type of an energy, that is destructive to yourself and others. I feel like, this is a pattern for them. This is going to take a lot of work. Something that, they feel like they've never had. They're looking for that missing piece. and they're not finding it. And they kind of found it in their twin, and it scared the shit out of them. That's what I feel like. I feel like they've done this maybe their whole life, had unstable relationships, but I feel like they found the missing piece in their twin, and they are scared shitless by it. Let's see what else we've got. Divine masculine here. Complex emotions. Yeah, they don't deal with their emotions. Their emotions are so complex, they don't even understand them. They don't ever understand why they're angry. They don't understand why they're sad. They don't understand why they're happy. They have issues with that. I feel like they've always had to sort of like turn their emotions cold or hard. That could be from childhood shit. Let's see Divine Feminine. Oh, we've got emptiness. So the Divine Feminine's feeling very empty here. Very empty in this connection. It's also a self-emptiness, which in some ways cannot be filled by your twin or anybody. It's, can be triggered to want you to fill that up. You know what I mean? But not like, can't be filled by anyone. This is like a card that you need to fill your own emptiness, or you need to figure out why you feel this way. Yes, it could be that, it is over your twin, but like a chronic emptiness feeling is what I'm getting here. And that's more of a toxic. We got shedding light. So there's going to be some clarity for the Divine Feminine. I feel like she's going to figure out why she feels like this empty way. And she's not going to directly relate it to her twin, but it does have to do with her twin. Sorry if that sounds confusing. I'm trying to make the most sense of this for you guys. And let's see what else we've got. We've got waiting. So she's in a waiting energy as well. So, you can sit and wait. That's not a problem. But if you just sit and wait, you're not doing any work. Okay? So I feel like it's more than just understanding these emotions. It's actually tackling them and trying to, get better and happier and raise that vibration. I don't know how else to say it. Look, we've got Healer of Ages is the energy in this connection. Healing, 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 guys. It is almost in every single twin flame relationship. It is all about healing. We are all broken people. Every single one of us walking around on this planet is broken in some way or some form. In this connection, you are supposed to heal one another. I feel like you're also supposed to call on your guides, your angels, your spiritual team, spirit doctors, all the spiritual realm to help you understand this better and get into an energy where you want to start healing and getting over things from the past that interrupt your happiness. The past has such a hold on so many people, and it always, even myself, and it always it amazes me because it's gone. It's done. There's nothing we can do to change it, right? You would think it would be so easy to just say, oh yeah, it's gone and done. No, it's not. It's so hard. So let's see soul lessons. Divine Feminine. Your soul is here to learn about commitments. Yeah, commitments to yourself first, I feel like. And commitment is more than just saying I do and putting rings on. Commitment is more than saying you're mine and I'm yours and I'm not going to cheat and you're not going to cheat. It's way more than that. Commitment is like when your partner's having the shittiest day and they're nasty and they don't feel good and they're tired and they're upset and they're angry. Your commitment is to be there for them. And if you're not doing that, then you're not really committed. Your commitments are more than just saying that or doing that. They're also to yourself, making commitments to yourself for self-care and self-love. Divine Masculine, what is your soul lesson? Here to conquer loneliness. So yeah, they could be somebody, let's just say, that cheats, or somebody that has to have a lot of connections around them to make them feel good about themselves. But deep down at their core, they're extremely lonely. And they don't even understand this loneliness. So part of their soul lesson is like they're being given challenges and people and things and places to help them understand this. Same thing with the Divine Feminine. You're being given challenges to understand this, is what I'm hearing from Spirit. All right, so let's talk about the mirror. What did you mirror to each other? Because this can help with the healing process. What did you mirror to each other? Divine Masculine, intelligence wounds. I always felt like I wasn't smart enough. So they might have just felt this way, like they might have felt like their Divine Feminine was smarter than them. And maybe it triggered some things in them, or they just have difficulty with accepting, I don't know who they are, what they are. I wasn't smart enough. Yeah, I mean, some people, that is a major problem, major wound, especially if they were invalidated or made to feel stupid or made fun of. I mean, there was an incident I had where I was made fun of by a teacher. It really messed me up for quite many years. I always looked back on that and I just couldn't understand, why would you do that to somebody? But I understand that wound. It's a very deep wound, but it's fixable. It's fixable. You can heal these. And we've also got fear of imperfection. I don't see what you see in me. Oh, so I mean, they have like sort of like rejection wounds, I feel like, a little bit. I also feel like there's some inadequacy and some insecurities that are all part of this mirror. So let's see for the Divine Feminine. I don't like being told what to do or feel resistance. Yeah. And also I'm afraid to be open, fear of intimacy. So yeah, I mean, I feel like the Divine Feminine doesn't speak her mind as much as she should out of fear of judgment or fear of, being rejected. I also feel like she has a little bit of a stubbornness to her, a little bit of a bullheadedness to her, which is good for lots of things, but not good for relationships and life type lesson things. Okay. So I feel like trying to let go of that a little bit. Action may not always bring happiness, but there is no happiness without action. So we got to take action sort of on these shadows, on these things that hold us back in life and hold us back from having meaningful connections with our twin flame. So let's now hear from angels and see if there's anything specific that angels want you to know, timings or anything that, they want you to know or hear. Okay, let's see. We've got improving health. So it could be mental health too. Keep that in mind. But I feel like in separation, there'll be some improvements in health. It could be physical health as well. Communicate clearly. So the next time you get to speak to your twin, or just in everyday life, I feel like the both of you need to learn to do this, because I feel like maybe you didn't communicate exactly right or exactly the way you needed to with each other, and it caused a lot of turbulence. It could be for your everyday lives as well. Those interactions with friends and family could be part of these problems, part of these shadows, part of these mirrors. Let's see what else we're getting. We got forgiveness. Forgive your twin for not being perfect. Forgive your twin for hurting you and not knowing what they're doing. Forgive yourself for any past mistakes or any past hurts. And we've got within the next few weeks. So you should be feeling better. You should be feeling in a better energy within the next few weeks. It could mean too that your twin is going to sort of pop out of somewhere, like out of the blue. And you might connect briefly and then, sort of go your separate ways again. Okay, because that does happen. And look, we've got trust on that. Okay. So just trust that you're going to know what to do. Trust that, your feelings, you're going to start to feel better. You're going to start to open your eyes up to these, issues and start to work on them and start to heal. I wish you all the love in the world. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you on the next reading.